came alone from Mecca. Don't tell me that I should not praise him, because you didn't teach me. I am a product of Master Farad Muhammad. And since you didn't teach me, but 10,000 of you came to hear me, then there must be something that Master Farad Muhammad is teaching that you feel compelled to come and hear something about. I never met him. I met his chief student, a Georgia-born black man who could not read nor write. He was unlearned. Notice I use the past tense. But Master Farad Muhammad taught him 3 years and approximately 4 months, night and day. And Master Farad Muhammad turned out a better student in 3 years than the universities of Mecca and Medina and Cairo and all the holy places of the earth. Don't tell me what you know. Show me by your works. This is the work of Elijah Muhammad absent. What do you think he would do if he were present? So, and so, Elijah Muhammad brought us to Islam. You didn't have no other teacher. You may claim some. Some of you have gotten so Islamically dignified now, you don't even want to mention Elijah Muhammad's name because you call him a racist teacher. You just don't understand. That man knew that what he was teaching you from Master Farad Muhammad would not allow you to be the slave of no man ever again. Master Farad Muhammad's teaching would break you up from white supremacy, or old world supremacy, or Arab world supremacy, or any world supremacy. You couldn't be no follower of Karl Marx when you know where the root of Marx is. You couldn't be no worshiper of Engels or Trotsky. Hell no. There's no God but Allah. You would have to come up to that wisdom that would make you a vessel for God's use. But like children, we were self-willed, weren't we? We heard what Elijah Muhammad taught, and we tried to do what we wanted to do in his name. Just like Israel. So we had our ups, we had our downs. Finally, in 1975, Elijah Muhammad departed from among us. And everything that he labored to build in us and for us was turned upside down. Are you blaming Imam Warith-Din Muhammad? Oh no, sir. Imam Warith-Din Muhammad, the son of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he was a deeply sensitive young man. We sort of grew up together. Of course, he was always the head of the class. Insensitivity to pain, you have to be careful lest pain make you hate that which gives you pain driving you from understanding the deeper significance of why pain is necessary to birth you into higher knowledge of divine. There is no Muslim follower of Elijah Muhammad who didn't suffer some pain. Selling newspapers in the rain, in the snow, in the cold, being rejected by your people, that's pain. But it was a good pain, because without it, many of these that are here today would never have read a Muhammad Speaks. They never would have known who the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was and the value of that man. You did a great work, but while you were smarting under that work, we came under a new discipline. Some of our dear brothers called it slavery. Oh, brothers, don't be silly. Allah don't set up democracy. Allah don't ask you, what do you think? He know damn well we can't think. Allah gives orders. Allah is a dictator. God is a dictator. Moses was a dictator. All the prophets gave you the dictates of Allah and told you to take it or leave it. Because when you're training people in the way of God, you give them dictates until they can internalize those dictates, and then based upon those dictates, you set up shura or council, and that council revolves around the dictates of God. And then his intelligence always comes in to your council. So the Christians say, where there are 2 or 3 of you gathered together in my name, there I am also in the midst of you. But Jesus was a dictator. And those who were his disciples disciplined themselves according to his dictates. Elijah Muhammad didn't ask us. He told us. But what person wants to be told after you've been to college? Even if you just got out of grade school, these little children in front of us, try to tell them to do something sometimes, like you're trying to keep them still. He gonna be finished soon. Well, I wish he'd hurry, mama. And so, brothers, sisters, obedience to God works hardship. Don't fornicate. That's hardship. Especially when you see someone you'd like to fornicate with. Am I saying anything wrong? Oh. I mean, smoking reefer. Getting on the pipe. Snorting coke. And then somebody tells you, no, don't do that. I know I shouldn't, but I gotta have it, I gotta have it, I gotta have it. God don't mess with me till I get my stuff. You all know drinking is bad. You know smoking is bad. But don't tell me not to do it, because I want to do it. I want to do it to death. I want to do it to death. That's why you dead now. So since you didn't like following the dictates of Allah through the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, then Allah takes him away and gives you a sensitive son, sensitive to your pain and not to the dictates of God. So he frees you from the papers. He frees you from the law, the restrictive law of Islam. He frees you from the burden and the obligation of going out to your people who are suffering and dying for the lack of knowledge. Don't blame him. He answered your pain with relief. And now you need more than Rolaids. You need more than aspirin. Brothers and sisters, on the Bilalian side, and those of us who are followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who don't like nothing to do with Farrakhan, and those of us who are with Farrakhan, and those of us who are with other folks, the question is, haven't we had enough? Elijah Muhammad taught us to eat one meal a day. And for 20 years, I ate one meal a day, fasted 3 days out of every month. And when I was 42, I looked like I was 22. Yes, sir. Stayed lean and mean all the time. Yes, sir. But after Elijah Muhammad left, I got into my shrimps. I wouldn't go near the crabs. Those of you who got some, I wouldn't go near the lobster. It looked too terrible. I went to eating breakfast. Then I got to putting in lunch. Then I started eating between breakfast and lunch. Then I got to eating between lunch and dinner. Then I would feel so lost, I would sit in front of the TV and eat a little more. Pretty soon my jaws got fat. I got bulges in places where I never saw a bulge before. We used to believe that Muslims didn't even die. We never hardly saw a Muslim funeral. But Muslims started dying everywhere because we went against the dietary law and teaching of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That man was not a Negro from Georgia. He was a man taught by divine. And once you go against what he taught, you have suffered the consequence. Whosoever submits entirely to do the will of God, there is no fear, nor shall it grieve. But you got to grow up to know that you don't know. You got to grow up to say, Allah, I surrender. You got to grow up to say, I understand now why you taught me to eat once a day. Because the water's poison. The earth is poison. The air is poison. My body has become a walking toxic waste dump. And the only way I can purify my body and my blood is by the ability to fast. Eating the proper foods cooked in the proper manner. Thank you, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, for teaching us how to eat to live. Thank you, Master Farad Muhammad, for bringing such noble knowledge to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Thank you for teaching us the restrictive law, that it was our success. And now that we have tried the wild, wild west and found that crime does not pay, we are ready now to go back to the first work. So as I leave all of you, dear Muslims, you didn't suffer this for no reason at all. You suffered this to pay a price to redeem a whole people. You suffered this to prove the rightness of the message of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and to come away from that contrary mind of rebellion even when you thought you were in submission. Now we got the mosque. We can't dedicate it today. It will be dedicated, inshallah. If it be the will of Allah, it shall be dedicated 4 months and 19 days from today, on February the 26th, 1989, celebrating Fajr, the daybreak, the dawn of a new day for the black man and woman. Now, what must you do between now and then? I have set up a packet. There are over 10,000 of you. Every one of you that wants to know what to do to purify yourself, to get ready to go into that house. For that house is not the real house. You are the house. We got to put mortar in between the bricks and come together. We got to reconcile our differences and get the rancor and the bitterness out of our hearts, that we may look at each other as brothers and sisters with love for one another again, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us. Then we will be ready to go after our people in the most systematic, intelligent way until all 30 million are with us. The scholars say it takes 21 days to change old habits and make new ones. In order to purify, we must pray. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. At the prescribed times, in the prescribed manner, 5 times a day, starting tomorrow at Salat ul Fajr, at the daybreak. Let us forsake our beds and the power of sleep, for prayer is better than sleep. Let us get up and turn our faces toward the east and pray to Allah, saying, surely I have turned myself to thee, O Allah, being upright to him who originated the heavens and the earth, and I am not of the polytheists. Huh? We must turn toward Allah, and Allah will turn back toward us. After prayer, the next thing is concentrating on diet. We are too fat to go in that house. We are too sloppy to go in the house. God hates obesity. It is unbecoming, fat brothers and fat sisters eating too much. We got to go back to the dietary law. And I want you to pledge. I got it here. I want you to take it, study it, and then sign it, and then live it. I pledge to purify myself to the best of my ability, so that on February the 26th, 1989, as we dedicate our national center, I shall rededicate myself, my life, and the power of my being to serving the will of Allah. Second, I, Louis Farrakhan, pledge to accomplish the 5 daily prayers at the prescribed times, in the prescribed manner. If you don't know the manner, a little prayer book will be inside your packet. We got to pray. For prayer is the greatest force in restraining us from the doing of evil. I pledge to eat one meal a day. And I pledge to fast 3 days out of every month, starting in the month of October. And the first Thursday in the month of November, December, January, and February, I will eat my last meal on Thursday evening with the setting of the sun, and I shall not eat again until Sunday evening. I am now in my 7th day of a fast. I'm strong as a bull, clear as crystal, and looking like a little young boy. Look at my skin, how it's shining. Look at my eyes, how bright they are. Way down in the back, you can see the brightness of my countenance. Fasting is prescribed for us as it was prescribed for those before us, so that we may guard against evil. What's next? I pledge, Louis Farrakhan, I pledge to raise $1,000 over the next 4 months toward the completion of the mosque and the opening of the school, and to give all that I can in charity and to sacrifice for the cause of Allah. Listen, you got a little quiet on that one. But you cannot purify holding on to your wealth. You can only purify by striving in the way of Allah with your wealth and your lives. And the Quran said that is better for you if you but knew. We who put our money together and got this and all this land feel better, though we may be $1,000 poorer. $1,000 can't buy you as an individual hardly anything. A good suit today costs $300 and $400. I don't know what they're making them of. Good pair of shoes today may cost $200, $300, $400, $500. But we put together $1,000 a piece, and the unity of that paper retrieved our national center, and we are negotiating right now to get back all the remaining properties of the Nation of Islam, that we may begin again to go after our people socially, economically, politically, spiritually, and educationally. I, Louis Farrakhan, pledge to work to register as many of my family and friends as I am able into the Nation of Islam. Yes, sir. We're going after our people. I told Reverend Sharpton last night, there's no need for us to demonstrate. Lay down in tracks, and the beast is coming in a train. You saw what happened out there in the West. That man laid down the track. The dude ran over his leg, didn't he? Yes, sir. This is one of our most brilliant, beautiful black brothers and leaders. And we don't need him dead. We need him alive. Every time we protest, we are saying to white people, we believe a protest will cause you to do better. Hell no. It ain't in him. He ain't gonna do better until we got the power to make him do better. You can't lay down in no damn track and make a white man do better. Let us unite and get our people, and the strength of our numbers will force that cracker to do better. All right, brothers and sisters, I guess I'm through now. But I want us, Christians and Muslims, agnostics, atheists, or what have you, we've got to organize our people in every city, in every town, in every village, according to an ideology and a philosophy that is mutually agreeable to all our people, yes, whether in God or not. Then you got power. Yes, we'll say who's going to be elected. Yes, sir. We don't like what the hell our politicians are doing. Right. We don't like to send you into no state senate or into the city council for you to make deals with the enemy and the oppressor that we don't know a damn thing about. We're going to pull these niggas down out of their high places and put in those that will serve our people, fight for the justice of our people, or we all should be destroyed. Yes, all you black politicians are going to be accountable to us. And there ain't going to be no white man to protect you from us when you betray our cause. We got to build a black army. That is going to fight for our own. No demonstration. Because the demonstrators say we believe that they are good enough to hear our cry and do better. They ain't heard it in 400 years. Why waste time? Let's go to our people. Let's demonstrate our love for black people. Let's demonstrate Christian love, Muslim love, Hebrew love, agnostic and nationalist love. And let's go to our people and retrieve them from the bowels of hell. And leave the white man alone. Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her plagues and of her sin. What do you look like fighting to integrate with a wild beast? Tell him, go to hell. We don't want to be with you. We want to be with God and with our own people. And we want to civilize ourselves, reform ourselves, and hopefully help you to reform your wicked self. So I'm going to ask a question. How many of you would like to start purifying our actions and making ourselves a house of God and not a house of stone? Would you raise your hands? Way in the back, I want you to wave your hands so I can see that you're with this. Okay, thank you. All of you who will attempt to purify, we got 4 months and 19 days. 4 months and 19 days from today. If it be the will of Allah, this tent will be up again, but the mosque will be ready. And we will be more ready. The white uniforms didn't make it. Not because they didn't make it. It's because God ain't interested in no white long dress or no black long suit. God is interested in a pure heart that is free of hypocrisy. So when we purify, then put on the white garment. The garment don't make us. We make the garment. 4 months, 19 days, and hard work. Lastly, I pledge to work actively in the sale of the products of the Nation of Islam for the benefit of myself, my family, and my community. Will you help me? I'm asking you to accept my leadership. I'm asking you to come and unite with me to let's make a better black man, a better black woman, and a better world for our people to live in. I'm asking brothers and sisters who are not committed to any organization, come on and unite with the Nation of Islam. Take this commitment. It's what it said. The commitment begins October the 9th. We only have approximately 3,000 of them printed. But if you want one, just come and get them till they're all gone. And we will print 10,000 more and get them to you wherever you are. There's a letter from me to you. There's study guide 13 in preparation for dedication of the mosque and rededication of ourselves. Muslims, are you willing to rededicate your life to Allah, to the cause of the resurrection of our people? You are? You sure? You're going to take this 4 months? I got a surprise for you. While we were in here doing our work, somebody was on the outside doing some work. What were they doing on the outside? A crane had pulled up on the side of the mosque. And maybe when you go out, you will look up on the dome of the mosque and see your crescent, your star revolving again. The Nation of Islam is alive and well and back. Never, 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 never to fall again. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. When you go out and you see the crescent on the dome, pure gold surrounding it, when you see it turning, it means total submission, total obedience to the will of God. It means life. And those of us who are under that sign must obey God as the sun, moon, and stars obey God. Is there anything more to be said? Brother Akbar will tell you how to go out so that we don't have pandemonium. Because 10,000 black folks, that's a whole lot of blackness. Is it set up out there, Brother Akbar? You love me? I love you. And I'm willing, brother, at any time to give my life for the freedom, justice, and equality of our people. I can do no more than what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad showed us in his life. Come on, brothers and sisters, let's unite and get our people back. How many of you are with Brother Farrakhan to do this? Raise your hand. Will I see you 4 months from now at the real dedication of the house? A purified nation, a strong nation, a praying nation, a giving nation. If you will give your life, then you will give your wealth. Let us have a short prayer. And look, if, brothers and sisters, you held back during the charity, but now want to give something to help us get all the way down the road, please do so on the way out. After prayer, Brother Akbar will give instructions, and he will name the people on our dais. I want you to give all of them a wonderful, hearty, strong round of applause. Well, brothers and sisters, that crescent is about to go up. Do you want to see your national going up again? Let's have prayer. قل أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful, Master of the Day of Judgment. Thee alone do we worship, thine aid we seek. Guide us on the straight path, the path of those upon whom you have bestowed favors, not of those upon whom your wrath is brought down, nor of those who go astray. Say he, Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begets not, nor is he begotten, and there is none like him. I bear witness that nothing deserves to be served or worshipped beside Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. Ameen.